Hello, how are you? This is Lora O'Brien, Irish Draoi, and I run I co-founded and help run the irishpaganschool.com and teach classes over there and all that good stuff. And regularly we get questions in from our community, which I do try. I can't answer them individually. We get a lot of questions through the Facebook and the email. When people join up to the mailing list, we do invite questions. Can't answer them all individually, but I did get an interesting one in here from Karen, and it has come up actually recently in a course that we're doing at the Irish Pagan School with Mórrígan on the fairy faith in practice. But I just thought I'd pull out this because the question has come in since. I thought that I would pull this out. So Karen says, I've only been through a few of the videos, but if I have to pick something to ask about, it will be the Irish beliefs about the site. Family lore says that my mother's father was born with a caul over his face, and he could tell you what was in a wrapped package before he opened it. He died when I was 1, but my mother sure had some talents. I do too, though I don't talk about it so much. My mother and her mother have passed away, so I can't pump anyone for more information. Sadly, I just drink and I know things. I'm not a medium. So thank you so much for getting in touch, Karen, and you're very welcome. You've joined over the Irish Pagan School Facebook as well, which all of our students can join with in the group. Sorry. Anyway, so Irish beliefs about the site. It is definitely viewed as both a blessing and a curse. What Karen is referring to there is that with the caul over their face. So that would be if the referred to it as the egg sac in the fairy faith practice, because I couldn't remember the word for it, and the word has is still escaping me right now. You can see I don't edit my videos. I prefer a live interaction so that it's as close to having a little chat as I can possibly get over the internets. So I've completely lost the word for, but it's when a baby is born with the thing from inside the womb over their head or over their face, and it has to be kind of pulled off. It's not an egg sac. I know it's not an egg sac, but anyway, it is a very strong tradition in Ireland that people who are born with this, or sometimes with it around their neck as well, not necessarily over their face, that they have to be kind of brought, their sight in this world has to be brought because it's already, it's still attached almost to the other world. And obviously the transition point of being born like that is seen as important, or, but I was going to say, or fortuitous, but it's not necessarily fortuitous. The idea of being able to know what happens before it happens is definitely a mixed blessing, right? And definitely in some cases would be told as a curse. As with all things, I suppose it depends what you do with it and whether people believe you or not. And in Ireland, generally people would be believed, but they would be people who had the site, nobody would want to be around them because they'd be hearing bad things. So they're kind of shunned a little bit, and definitely seen as odd, or not really people that you would want to have around you. You know, that there's kind of that like one foot in the other world, really. So suspicion and fear and respect to a certain extent, but it wouldn't make for a normal life, put it that way, right? And that's really anything to do with the other world. It's in modern, especially in neo-pagan culture, we have this idea that, you know, we want to develop the site, or we want to get in touch with the she, or get in touch with the other world, and that's all well and good. But in the Irish tradition, certainly, those were not good things. The site, the she, the other worlds were things that we definitely believe in, and for the vast majority of people, even if they tell you that they didn't believe in it, they still wouldn't go and, you know, mess with a fairy fort, or take down a fairy tree, or wander around in places that are known portals to the other world, or if they saw something. So that's another thing with the sight. If you have the sight and you can see otherworld activity in this world, it can often take away, if they catch it, really, they'll take away your sight in this world. That is a very, very common thing. So yeah, so none of them are really, it's kind of, it is that mixed blessing kind of vibe to it. So so yeah, I suppose, I mean, that answers the questions. Those are the Irish beliefs about the site. Definitely believe in it, definitely believe it's a true thing, and it happens to some people, and some people are born with it. Some people are, air quotes, gifted it by encounters with the other world, or cursed with it by encounters with the other world or entities from the other world, the good neighbors, the other crowd, whatever you want to call them. And some people made a living out of it. I have a couple of other videos in the works and all the rest of it, and a class over at the Irish Pagan School about witches and witchcraft in Ireland. And there is definitely a place in society for people who can see or know things that are, let's call it like supernatural in the most technical sense of that word, as in not natural senses, right? So not the, again, air quotes, not normal senses. That would be extra sensory, let's say. So there is a place for it in Irish society, but it's very complicated, and it's probably, if you're coming from outside the culture, it's not going to be what you really are expecting or what you think of it, I suppose. And the way to get to know that is to read the folklore, the genuine folklore about the fairies, or to talk to people from Ireland, or to listen to people from Ireland on YouTube. So you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the rest of the fairy and folklore playlist here on the YouTube channel, and definitely get some answers. And there's a couple more in the community questions and that kind of thing. So if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications and get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, from the native culture, because it's a little bit complicated, shall we say. So, clear as mud. See you in the next video.